Alright guys, well we're doing something today that I generally don't have to do. I normally do not have to redo jobs. Well, we got some bad material. So we got every compaction method almost that we own, and even that Corey owns. We got a 65-55, you guys have seen this before. This thing does like 12,000 pounds a foot, which is pretty good. But what we're doing is we're redoing the parking lot. I don't even have the parking lot video up yet, and we're redoing it. There's all the old material. Hopefully I have enough, because that pile looks bigger than this pile, but I used my little dump truck, and I think I only had 5, maybe 6 loads. Let's go over and see if we can count. I ended up throwing some on with the skid loader. There was 1, oh no, that's dirt. 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, might have been 6 loads. 7 ton load, maybe 8 ton, but probably 7 ton load. So I've got 52 ton of AB3. So that material might look like this material, but this is pretty good AB3. It's got a lot of different size material in it and some lime dust. Really about the right amount of dust in it for me. I like that much there. This over here is concrete RCA. The place I got this from, it was supposed to be screened of sand and not have a lot of sand in it. It might look like there's a lot of rock in it, and there's really not. That's all frost, because it's like 20 something degrees. But this is almost all sand. All sand won't hold anything up. So what we're doing is I scraped off as much as I could off the granite. I've got railroad ballast underneath this parking lot, which is basically 2 and 3 inch granite. And then I've got Sammy going over it with the sheep's foot. I've got her going over it really, really slow. You can kind of see where she went. There's literally a path here to where this dropped down about 2 inches. So what I'm trying to do is, there's a little bit of sand and a little bit of the aggregate material left in here. But I'm trying to get it all locked in. I'm trying to get it all to lock in between this 2 to 3 inch ballast. It doesn't hurt my feelings to have just a little bit sitting up on top there, but she's going to go over this again. I'd rather have nothing but ballast showing, but I'm telling you what, I'm walking on this right now, and this is even harder than it was the other day when we first put it in and compacted it, because of all the fines and the smalls. So I would rather have lime dust in there, but there's no way to get it all out unless we literally pull all this out. If you are crazy anal retentive, or OCD, and I am crazy OCD, but I don't feel the need to pull it all out and screen it. I did feel the need to get my butt up here the very next week after we figured out we had bad material. Instead of being on other jobs, I wanted this one right. So I always tell you guys, if you guys are watching my videos to try to find a contractor or something, make sure you get a good contractor. A bad contractor would leave this and say, sorry for your luck, and be gone. We're here the next week, and we have other jobs to go get done. So you're on the hard stuff. She doesn't get what I'm saying. You're on the hard stuff right now. Come up here. Oh. Duh, I have a radio. You were on that hard stuff, that leftover pavement. Go ahead and jump over here in front of me and do the next run. I forgot I had a radio. And then now, of course, they need to move everything and all that. So we have forklifts and trucks in our way now. And anyways, but I'll show you what we're doing here. She's actually setting it down in there and letting it vibrate, and then she backs up about a pad, and we're letting the vibrator settle down in there. She backs up and it raises up, and then we're letting it settle back down in there. I'm really trying to give those sheep's foot enough time to get in between that rock and really agitate it and really get as much as that fine material in between that granite as we possibly can. So it looks like it's working really well. If we did this to AB3, it would be even that much better. But I think this is going to work. I don't think we're going to have a problem. And that's what we're trying to hold up. We're trying to hold up, it's 15,000 pounds, smooth tire forklift. It's not an easy thing to do in itself on gravel, but we're trying to get there. So she's going to vibrate this in. Obviously it's going to take a minute. I'm going to grab a, well, Corey's supposed to be here in a little bit. I'm going to have him get some of that material and get it up here. I don't want that much AB3 in there. I'd be fine with that much AB3 somewhere else, but we've got plenty of granite in here to where we can fill this lift up and get that filled up to the pavement. Should have put the scrapers back on this. Didn't think about the material being wet after it rained. Duh. So we got probably 90% of the bad material pulled out. I think it'd be a pretty fair estimate. And now we've got good material. We've got known good material. It is not RCA. It is AB3. I should have enough here, but it always looks like it's not going to be enough. But I got Corey over here in the 65. He offered to come and help me fix this thing because it's a pain. Jump in the machine, kick Sammy out with the roller, and I'd help him get 83 in. And then I just realized that I forgot my garden hose. I was going to bring a bunch of garden hose with me so we could wet down the 83, pack it in. Stuff's pretty dry. I'm not quite sure how it's this dry with it raining for 2 days, but it is pretty dry. Should have got it pubbed. I didn't do that either. wetting agent in it. My tracks are vibrating pretty good, so I'd say we've got it hard. I mean, normally you can kind of tell. Kind of tell when you've got something pretty hard. buckets on, so like we're gonna have plenty of material. I mean, famous last words, I know, but we ought to have plenty of material to go over it. I feel like I pulled about 35 or 40 ton off of it, so I'd let him grade, I'd move material. I mean, I wouldn't care. We could do it vice versa, but at least that way we're both not trying to be in the same spot grading. That way he can go push in a lift and I'll throw material in front of him. go figure out water. We need some water now. I figured since it rained for the past day and a half that the AB3 would be wet, and it's really not. So we'll be back in a little bit. We'll see what it compacts like. Alright, well, there's the parking lot done. Sammy's just wheeling in a little bit of the last of it again. We ran over it with Corey's big plate compactor. It's a Whacker BPU 6555, but dump truck weighs 15,000 pounds. So it does a pretty good job of wheeling material in. I almost loaded it up with our sandy bad mix, but I figured it wasn't really worth it. This has all been compacted. I just kind of spread the rest of the pile, and anyways, but it turned out pretty good. The bad thing is it is flat. There's not a lot I can do with it unless I push water to the building, because it's flat from the corner of that concrete all the way over there. There's not an inch of difference in between it all. So obviously I could crown the parking lot and send all the water here, but then I'm going to send it to the building and have it sitting on that concrete also. And they told me this is just temporary, that they're planning on doing some concrete up here and concrete, so this probably is, a lot of this is going to get ripped out anyways and put concrete in. When they do that, I'm going to suggest they put a trough drain in there, and then we take it that way, because the property drops off over there, and we could probably cut off, I don't know, a foot or two over there and do it some justice, really. Anyways, so that's it. Now we've got known good AB3 in there, and we have granite underneath it, so it ought to be a pretty good parking lot. I did not set a laser on it, but me and Corey both felt like it had fall, you know, as much fall as you could probably have on it. This looks weird here, but this has got that concrete stem wall underneath it, and it's actually higher than what it needs to be, so it's going to be higher. I mean, that's just how it is. It probably wouldn't be bad to get gravel on here. It might keep it a little bit cleaner. The bad thing is the dang forklift. They want forklifts on it. Mainly this big 15,000 pound forklift that has smooth tires on it and has no business being outside unless it's on concrete. So I'm really hoping that this parking lot holds it up now. We'll see what happens. All right. See you guys. I'm gonna get Sammy out of the truck, have her park it, and we're gonna get the heck out of here. All right. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.